This is Nancy Vandermeer, and you're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
Welcome to your Hometown News. I'm April Frelke with my co-host Nick Kaufman. Our top stories: COVID-19, quarantine, and the local economy. We hope to put your minds at ease with interviews of a number of important leaders from our community. The main mission of Lynxx 24 News is to celebrate the people and organizations that make our community such a great place to live. It is important to all and to us on the Lynxx 24 News team to achieve that mission with a positive and uplifting attitude. We work hard to produce a program that, like we say at the end of every program, we are connecting you to the community. We hope at the end of every news program that you feel and are more connected to this community that we call home. And speaking of home, welcome home, Nick.
It's great to be here.
We missed you. I missed you.
Under the circumstances, it's
Yes.
really something. But I've been watching. Now, this is how many weeks we've been doing the Corona
Nick,
thing?
I think we're on week 3 of COVID-19 coverage.
Okay, you've done a good
officially.
job. Yeah, the Skyping is just excellent for this. Yeah, right.
And it'll just keep getting better too.
Yeah, very good. And so, well, that's good.
Any words of wisdom or thoughts, or how have you been?
I've been fine. Our month on the road has been blessed. I mean, we've been in pretty safe areas most of the time. And as things seem to have gotten worse and worse around the nation, we've been getting closer and closer to home. So we made it over the border just in time, and we've been
Stay at home.
Stay at home. Right, we've been staying at home and only going out for absolute essentials.
Essentials only. And the news is essential, so welcome back to the news.
The news is essential. And I think we've got some stuff going on this week.
Yes, we do.
We have a teleprompter on for any of this?
Yep. Well, on this week's show, we'll be using our Lynxx network fiber optic technology to Skype with Derrick Van Orden, who's running for 3rd Congressional seat.
Yeah, that's right. And also we'll be, I think if I can see the teleprompter over there, I can probably read that, huh?
We're going to Skype with our medical expert.
That would be Paul Connor.
Paul Connor, former Camp Douglas
hometown
resident.
Camp Douglas guy. Yeah.
Yep, now in Miami, Florida, so we're going to get some news from him.
Look, see, you're right up on this Skyping stuff. I got to get on the ball.
Well, this Connect 24 is brought to you by Oakdale Credit Union, Rudig Jensen in New Lisbon, and Multer's Fresh Market in Tomah. Our first guest is the co-owner of the Tomah Cash Store, which has been around since 1900. And welcome to the program, Mark Rose. Great to have you with us.
Mark, good to see you again. It seems like we were just there this summertime, right?
We did a big cover story on your store.
We were pretty impressed by all the additions you had. That downstairs level was just
you have everything.
Yep. Well, as a local retailer, how are you dealing with the governor's mandate that you are non-essential?
Well, no, we are still open.
You are?
We reduced our hours. We were deemed essential by the fact that we carry furniture and we can supply office equipment to anybody that has to stay home and work from the house. And we also carry safety toe footwear that we do a lot of business with Volkfield, Fort McCoy, and the city of Tomah.
Oh, very good. Excellent. Yeah. And so what are your hours now?
It's kind of varies. We open at 10 every morning, and then depending on the flow of traffic, we'll stay open till 4:30. Later, if we need to, if there's people around. But
and then, so foot traffic, what does that look like for you, Mark?
It's dramatically decreased. I mean, it's we've actually done a little bit of quite a bit of Facebook advertising, offering discounts on furniture for them to come in and pick up. So we've had some success with that, but we should be selling T-shirts and shorts and sandals right now, and that's non-existent.
Well, that's expected, right? I mean, you go downtown Superior Avenue, and it's you could probably bowl.
Yeah, if you're stuck at home, essential isn't getting a pair of pants right now.
Your store's been open a long time, over 120 years, and you've weathered other storms. Does this compare? Or?
Well, I wasn't around for the Great Depression, but I have a feeling it's probably similar.
Sure, the Depression lasted for years, of course. Let's hope that this is not going to be the similar day. But you've had your recessions, okay?
Yep.
And certainly you've had economic downturns.
Yeah.
And one way or another, the cash store continues to go.
Just keep on clicking, I guess.
It's part of the community. It's part of what we like. Yeah.
Our viewers, if they are interested in purchasing anything, what would be the best way, Mark, in our last kind of 30 seconds?
Like I said, we're open from 10 to 4 and 4:30, and they're more than welcome to message us off of Facebook, call the store. My phone always is hooked up to the Facebook, so I have 24/7 access to any messages to the store.
So people can still come in and get their sandals and shorts.
If somebody wants to come in and they're worried about it, if they want to come in at 7 at night, I'd go and meet them, and it'd be, our type of business, we don't have to have any direct contact. We can work this far apart and solve a transaction.
Right, yeah, very good. And people can, I'm sure, disinfect one way or another.
Yes, yeah.
Great. Mark, thank you for coming in, and good luck with the Tomah Cash Store.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
You bet.
Well, up next, we have Navy SEAL, author, and movie star Derrick Van Orden, who is running for Wisconsin's 3rd Congressional District. Catering for cast and crew has been provided by Marco's Italian and American Grill in Warrens. Great food with a fun, relaxing atmosphere at Marco's, and they do carry out. Stay tuned.
Moulter's family-owned store brings you fresh. Feel healthy with a wide selection of organic foods, gluten-free products, certified black Angus beef, and handmade brats. Moulter's has a great selection of meats, so choosing can be tough. Just ask our butcher to help you make the perfect selection. Moulter's brings you fresh-packed deli meals for those on the go. And of course, our fresh market. Download our mobile app and start saving money today. Moulter's brings you fresh.
You want it, we'll find it, you got it. Price match and relax. That's the Rudick Jensen deal, sealed with a platinum level membership. Oil changes, done. Tires, brakes, alignment, all done. Car wash, you got it. Rudick Jensen Auto Mall, New Lisbon. Check out our inventory online at rudickjensen.com.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Abra Auto Body and Glass, a division of Rudick Jensen in New Lisbon, can handle everything from major auto and truck body damage to windshield replacements, filling chips, dents, and door dings, featuring a 46-foot custom paint booth for boats, RVs, trailers, you name it. If it fits, we can paint it. State-of-the-art facility, aluminum repair certified, all makes and models, foreign and domestic, all insurance companies welcome. Rest assured, repairs will be done right the first time, on time. Call Abra Auto Body and Glass in New Lisbon today.
Hello, I'm Colonel Eric Peterson, commander of the 115th Fighter Wing, and you're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
We are back with a very distinguished guest who has seen several combat tours around the globe. He's authored a book called Book of Man, a Navy SEAL's Guide to the Lost Art of Manhood, and he's also starred in the film Act of Valor. It is my great pleasure to welcome to the program Derrick Van Orden. Derrick, welcome. It's good to see you.
Well, it's good to see you too. How are you doing?
I am well. I've looked at a bunch of things about you, and I just can't believe it. You're a writer, an actor, a soldier. I guess you're a restaurateur also, aren't you?
Well, just to clear something up, I was a sailor, not a soldier. And my wife and I decided to open a small cafe, and I sold it a couple years ago, but that was really a fantastic experience helping out our community with that.
And then I understood that because you were so bored with life, you started to study law?
I did. Yes, I have. I figured it's a good thing to look into. I absolutely love America, and we are a nation of laws, and so understanding how those are written and how they should be interpreted appropriately was very important to me to learn. Yeah.
And now you're going to be going on to become a politician. If I look at all these things, it looks like a guy who couldn't keep a job.
I know. Well, I kept one for about 26 years, but yeah, man, I really got fed up with what's going on. And I've decided that I should be acting to correct this.
That's good. That's good. Well,
Hi, Derrick. Hi, this is April, the other anchor. And so you're running for Wisconsin's 3rd Congressional District. Can you give our viewers your platform?
Sure. My name is Derrick Van Orden, and I've been married to my wife, Sarah Jane, for 27 years. I was in the military for about 26 and just under 21 of those as a Navy SEAL. During that time, I deployed to combat 5 times. We live on a small hobby farm here in Hager City in Pierce County. And my platform is based on 7 words from the Declaration of Independence. Those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And everything we hold dear as Wisconsinites and Americans are nested under those 3 principles. So life, for instance, I am pro-life, and I believe that life should be protected whenever possible. Liberty, right now in 2020, April 2nd, it's kind of a strange time to be speaking about personal liberties. But we have liberties that are ensconced in our Constitution of the United States, and I think that those should be defended. As far as the pursuit of happiness, we as Americans are not guaranteed happiness. We're guaranteed the pursuit of happiness, and how we become happy as Americans as we have our government stand out of our way and let us take charge. What I will be doing if the people of the 3rd District of the state of Wisconsin choose to send me to Washington, D.C., is I'm going to bring proven, tested, and mature leadership to the U.S. House of Representatives, because unfortunately it is sorely lacking at this point.
You'll be challenging the seat held by Ron Kind, if I've got my districts correctly.
That is correct.
Okay.
I tell people that I'm not running against Ron Kind. He is going to be running away from us.
Well, that's very good. What's your reactions to what Governor Evers has been doing with respect to some of these orders that he's been giving, particularly one that he wants to extend indefinitely, from what I understand, the temporary ban? I didn't quite understood what he meant by that, but perhaps you can enlighten our viewers.
Okay. One of my final jobs was to write the Special Operations Forces responses to crisis actions in any of the countries in the entire continent of Europe. And with that said, there are some things that you should and should not do. But I want to be really clear here. I am a citizen of the state of Wisconsin and of the United States. And during these times in particular, this is when we actually listen to our elected officials and we don't insult them. However, they also don't get a pass. So how some of the things have gone down with the release of these orders need to be corrected. For instance, if you really are facing a crisis and you want to have the best outcome, you should contact all of the people that hold any type of stake in that endeavor. So Senator Fitzgerald, Speaker Voss should have been immediately called. You get all those people together, you develop a plan, and then you move forward together as a government. Regardless of Democrat party affiliation or Republican Party affiliation, you should move forward as a government, whole government approach. And unfortunately, that did not take place during this thing. As far as indefinitely extending the ability of a government to restrict our constitutional rights, no. That's a hard no, as a matter of fact. The only thing that Wisconsinites and Americans do in perpetuity is be awesome. That's it. We have to listen to our elected officials during these times of crisis, but just like Ronald Reagan said, we must trust but verify. If there is a need to extend this decree, it'll take these guys 20 minutes to do that. There's absolutely no reason at all that we should ever sign off all of our constitutional rights in perpetuity. It's a very bad idea.
Very good. Well, one of his acts recently was to prohibit anyone who didn't pay their rent from being evicted. What do you think of that?
Well, that's number 15, I believe, if I'm correct. And the problem with that is that this does show the fact that Tony Evers is not a businessman and never has been. He's been an educator. Because that is written only so that landlords cannot charge tenants. But unfortunately, he's forgot that somebody owns the building. So the landlord also has a huge mortgage that he has to pay. So without looking at approaching different types of very smart economic principles, like, for instance, doing forbearance on a loan so that you don't have to pay the principal, you only pay the interest on the loan, would allow these landlords to maintain solvency themselves. That is the thing that where you really can see the difference between having a business person that has had to make real decisions with in a time-critical fashion. And educators, I love the educational system. I think it's fantastic, but unfortunately, there are some deficiencies that come from just having a career in education vice business.
Yeah, excellent perspective.
Derrick, we have about 30 seconds left with you. Do you want our viewers to know if they want to support you or where would they get more information about you and your run for this office seat?
Well, thank you. We have our website. It's Van Orden for Congress. You can also get on Facebook, Derrick Van Orden. Look that up. And also, I want to say something. The first thing we did as a campaign, because we declared and then all this stuff went down, was we started something called Neighbors Helping Neighbors of the Wisconsin 3rd District. And that's a Facebook page where anybody in the 18 counties that I hope to represent can connect with each other at a super, super grassroots level. If you need something, you post it by your county, and if you can provide something, you post it by your county. So that's really been the focus of our whole campaign, is just helping our constituents, because if we were acting in a time of crisis and we had the ability to help people, and we did not, we used that for selfish political reasons, I would never ask anyone to vote for me. So our focus now is our Neighbors Helping Neighbors of the Wisconsin 3rd District. That's on Facebook, and then our website is Van Orden for Congress.
Good luck. Thank you for joining us, Derrick.
Thanks a lot, Derrick.
Thank you. Up next, we have our medical expert, Miami, Florida physician's assistant, Paul Connor. Stay with us.
My name is Heidi Stalsberg. I'm the director of Tomah Health, Hospice Touch, Life Choices Palliative Care. We have hospice home care. We have palliative care, which is a home care service. And then we have Serenity House, which is our 8-bed residential facility here in Tomah.
Hospice Touch and Life Choices Palliative Care provides medical services, emotional support, and spiritual resources.
Tomah Health, Hospice and Palliative Care, inspiring health, wellness, and balance.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Relax at Marco's Italian and American Grill in Warrens, Wisconsin.
For the world's greatest spy.
I am way too good at this.
The ultimate mission.
None of our agents can get close to him.
Needs the ultimate disguise.
It worked.
I can see my butt and your face at the same time.
Being a pigeon can make you an even better spy. Fact, pigeons can see in slow motion. Did anyone else see a pigeon?
Spies in Disguise. Rated PG. Now available on demand.
Hi, I'm Josh Tully from The Josh Tully Show. You're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
Next guest is a physician's assistant in the Miami, Florida area. Welcome, Paul Connor, to the show. Great to have you.
Paul, my name is Nick Kaufman, one of the other anchors on here. And yes, welcome to the show. I happen to be driving through Camp Douglas on my way from just south of Hustler and to get here. And then I see that you are a Camp Douglas native. How long has it been since you've been in town here?
Hello, April and Nick. Thank you for having me on your program. Yes, I am from Camp Douglas. I was recently there in December for family matters. I attended the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where I graduated from the physician assistant program, and I did part of my training in Mauston. After graduation. I began my career at Rural Community Health Center in West Virginia, where I worked for 18 years providing care for a community there. Got very close and attached to the people in the community. After, in 2013, I moved to Florida, and for 3 of those years, I worked in internal medicine. And 3.5 years, I've been working with an orthopedic surgeon, assisting in surgery, providing pain management, and assisting in clinical matters. While I am a physician assistant, I'd like to begin with a disclaimer that my discussions about the COVID-19 pandemic are for general knowledge. What follows may not apply to your viewer's specific medical conditions, and thus they should follow the advice and professionals that have evaluated them and know their specific needs. Also, I would like to disclose that I do have a financial interest in stocks with Exact Sciences, and that I am part owner of ABCP Endeavors, LLC, here in Florida, and owner of MyMedicInfo.com.
All that said, it's going to be hard for us to get you out of Florida, I guess.
We'd love to have you. I know times have prohibited some of that for right now.
Paul, what are you seeing and experiencing in the Miami, Florida area, as it maybe could compare to Wisconsin at all? Or
Sure. Southeast Florida is seeing a rapid increase in the number of infections, hospitalizations, and unfortunate deaths due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In Broward County, there are currently 2 cruise ships that have recently docked that were denied docking in many international ports. There are several people on the ship that are sick and in need of medical attention. Some of that is unfolding as we speak. Locally, Broward and Miami-Dade counties have set up field hospitals to anticipate the surge and need for additional medical treatment for patients with COVID. Recently, when I've been out shopping, I've noticed a large number of the community in my neighborhood, people are wearing masks.
Right. Paul, do you know how they're going to disembark some of those boats that have now been landed there in Fort Lauderdale, I guess?
Well, my understanding, Nick, is that they are taking care of the most critically ill patients first. They're going to be transported to Broward General Hospital, where they'll receive medical treatment. Some of the other passengers on the ship are going to remain on the ship until they've been cleared to disembark.
No, Paul, can I ask you to talk a little bit about your, you developed a medical app, and how could that help in this kind of situation?
Well, certainly. In places like New York City, Chicago, New Orleans, the hospitals and emergency rooms are seeing a high volume of patients that need medical care. And also the EMTs that are calling upon patients and transporting them to the hospital are starting to be overwhelmed. So a medical app is a way to improve communications with your healthcare provider, whether it be an EMT, a triage nurse, or a doctor or nurse practitioner or a physician assistant. By having a medical app, you can improve the communication of your care, and it can become very efficient and save valuable time, especially for these healthcare professionals that are going to be taking care of people.
How's your local community, medical community, dealing with all these rumors about hydrochloroquine and chloroquine?
That's a good question, Nick. The medical treatments that are being discussed are encouraging. They're showing some signs of promise of helping people recover from the illness. The hydrochloroquine is being used in combination with azithromycin. There is also an antiviral medication that is being utilized, and that medication is also showing promise.
Yeah, that's great. It sounds like every day in the news we hear more and more technology being revealed. It's really excellent work in the community.
Paul, we have about like 30 seconds left. Any tips or recommendations for our viewers to take care of themselves during this time?
Absolutely. So to ease the feeling of restraint during the quarantine, make sure you're getting plenty of sleep, proper nutrition, make sure you're getting exercise either indoors or outdoors as long as it's avoiding others, and reach out to family and friends for support. Frequent phone calls can provide a lot of reassurance. I also recommend that you limit the amount of exposure that you're getting to the news. The news is going to continue to be bad for the next several weeks. It's good to be informed, but maybe limit to once or twice daily, and therefore it can reduce your feelings of anxiety and help you cope during this time of crisis for our country and for the world.
Paul, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, all great suggestions. Thanks again.
Thank you. Well, we have to take a break, and Moments in History is back with Nick. Stay tuned.
For the world's greatest spy,
I am way too good at this.
The ultimate mission.
None of our agents can get close to him.
Needs the ultimate disguise.
Here work.
I can see my butt and your face at the same time.
Being a pigeon can make you an even better spy. Fact, pigeons can see in slow motion.
Did anyone else see a pigeon?
Spies in Disguise. Rated PG. Now available on demand.
Moulter's family-owned store brings you fresh. Feel healthy with a wide selection of organic foods, gluten-free products, certified black Angus beef, and handmade brats. Moulter's has a great selection of meats, so choosing can be tough. Just ask our butcher to help you make the perfect selection. Moulter's brings you fresh-packed deli meals for those on the go. And of course, our fresh market. Download our mobile app and start saving money today. Moulter's brings you fresh. Abra Auto Body and Glass, a division of Rudig Jensen in New Lisbon, can handle everything from major auto and truck body damage to windshield replacements, filling chips, dents, and door dings. Featuring a 46-foot custom paint booth for boats, RVs, trailers, you name it, if it fits, we can paint it. State-of-the-art facility, aluminum repair certified, all makes and models, foreign and domestic, all insurance companies welcome. Rest assured, repairs will be done right the first time, on time. Call Abra Auto Body and Glass in New Lisbon today.
You want it? We'll find it. You got it. Price match and relax. That's the Rudig Jensen deal. Sealed with a platinum level membership. Oil changes, done. Tires, brakes, alignment, all done. Car wash, you got it. Rudig Jensen Auto Mall, New Lisbon. Check out our inventory online at rudigjensen.com.
You're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
And now it's time for Moments in History. April, listen up.
I will listen, Nick.
This month we celebrate a very important contribution to our safety in warfare and the development of radar, a very key element in winning World War II. Now, a Scottish inventor, and actually he was a weatherman too, by the name of Watson Watt. He worked from 1915 until 1935, over 20 years, on producing and detecting radio waves. First involved the waves from thunderstorms, and later those waves that were developed by the Marconi of telegraph fame. What he did was he published a report for the Air Ministry just before the war titled The Detection of Aircraft by Radio Methods. He followed that by a demonstration whereby he was able to detect signals from a circling RAF bomber up to 60 miles away from London. The demonstration led to the production of radar stations along Britain's eastern shore. And by 1937, well ahead of the German invasion, they had over 50 of these along the shore. In fact, it was a German who had claimed to develop a radio-based death ray capable of destroying towns and cities and people in what led Watson Watt to disprove the notion, and while he was doing that, went on to show all of the Army people the detection rather than destruction capabilities of the radio waves. Another example of good things emerging from bad intentions. Now, I couldn't let the week go by without commenting real quickly on the history of April Fool's Day. As with so many of our holidays, local customs go back to ancient Rome. This one is no exception. They had a festival at the end of March called Hilaria, okay? And from which we get the word hilarious, meaning joyful in the Latin translation of that. The people would dress up in costume and mock each other over their disguises. Advance now to the 16th century, when the world changed calendars to start the year on January 1st rather than on April 1st, as it had been with the old Julian calendar. It went from Julian to Gregorian. Everyone didn't get the memo about the new Gregorian calendar, and if you were still wanting to celebrate the new year on April 1st, you were a fool, an April fool, and the butt of practical jokes pointing out your foolery. Closer to home, and some of you might remember, and I'll do this real quick, Bruce Burnchuckles reported on local radio station Z93 right here near town that the phone company would be blowing out their telephone lines. He cautioned everyone to put a bag over the telephone receiver to catch the dust, obviously before cell phones. Rumor had it that the mayor of La Crosse was fooled and was so upset he called the station manager, Dick Record, and demanded an on-air apology. Other notable April Fool's things can go all over the place, April. Okay, but suffice to say, it was a fun day yesterday.
Well, we want to thank our viewers for tuning in and our guests, where we're connecting
you
to the
community.